That's what I was gonna say, man. Recently, obviously, it was so awesome to see. Obviously, the long way everybody ever since the Full Send podcast launched was waiting on you to go on there. So it was dope to see you guys chat and kind of talk about the good old days and some of the early pranks that you guys had, and then they kind of
You gave it a listen?
I watched the whole thing. Yeah,
Nice,
I think
nice.
the day it dropped. And then I watched the New York one where you guys were security guards.
Oh, yeah.
It just was like nostalgic.
I get a lot of people have hit me up since that video and been like, yeah, it was like the perfect nostalgic thing to do together that like brought back, like, because a lot of people, I think they got brought into NELK because of that Coachella video we did. So it was like their like first fucking thing they seen, so they were just stoked to see that.
Yeah, I think that's what I miss you guys. I just miss that kind of content because it doesn't really exist anymore, and I don't think Kyle's focused on making that kind of shit anymore. And so it was just dope to see, you know what I mean?
Feeding off each other, kind of.
Yeah,
like,
he just like I just think some of you guys' pranks were just some of the best shit. Like you guys would really like, whether it's you and Steve. Obviously Steve's face, I don't even think it'd be shown anywhere on YouTube from what I've heard, right?
Not even his hand, man. It's fucking sad.
Not even his hand.
Apparently, I heard that. Yeah, it was something about doing a podcast with him or something,
And he'd be off camera.
And like, or that's what it was. I think he did the Donald Trump one, or something happened, and his hand was in it, and they were like flagging it, and it was what? It's fucking bonkers, dude.
That poor guy, man.
Dude.
I really feel bad for him because like
I do too.
he
He gets a
seems
lot of
like
happiness
such a
from that.
sweet dude.
Yeah, dude.
And he was doing so much like. Look, he was doing some like pushing the limit type shit, but he also was giving away so much money to like random families. Like I remember he had that random lady he was taking on the road with him everywhere, the black chick. Like I always thought, I mean, I miss him on YouTube. I haven't checked him out on Rumble to see if the pranks or the videos are still of the quality that they were. But it is
when you're
sad.
deplatformed, it's hard to, I don't know. Like, yeah. I think it was because it was his like audio. But then they were like, "Oh, he's not in it," and then they said no. Like I think they used like his hand being in it. I could be fucking wrong, but I remember hearing that somewhere. But
well, how good did it feel for you to kind of give the fans some transparency? And
so good. Yeah.
I bet, right?
Fucking, because it was a long time coming. I remember we shot a video on the Sunday channel, like driving up to the house to go do it.
Yeah,
and they were just flogging me, like the team, and I said this like thing, and it's so true. I was like, I'm so glad that this is the fucking Full Send podcast that we're gonna do, where we're like, we're cool and we're like we're in good terms, me and Kyle, and like, not that we were in bad terms, but like it was definitely, we went through.
It was
a big
awkward.
deal. Yeah, it was a fucking thing, and I didn't want it to be some fucking mess on the internet. Like you see a lot of people who are in this social media game, and it's like they almost ride it as like, oh, this will get views. It's like, I don't want any of that
we could
shit.
use this for views. Yeah.
And neither of us, like even him, like we both were like, this is some business shit. We're gonna figure this out, and then I don't know, we did, and now we're cool. It's like, I mean, I think it's a mix of like reconnecting with him personally for me, but reconnecting with the whole team, shooting a prank again, doing the podcast, being able to like actually say how it is to all my audience and their audience and our old fans, and like, dude, it just feels like it literally felt like a weight off my back. It was like, because like, it's like drinking and lifestyle and friends and everything that I fixed in my life, there was like that one thing that I was like needing to knock off the fucking list.
Right.
And it just feels like it's done now.
Yeah, and I think it's cool too because now you guys can like, I feel like you guys were purposely kind of like, I think Kyle did a good job of not speaking too much on it, and I think even I heard in an interview or somewhere he had said, I don't really want to dive into it until I talk with Jesse on the podcast.
100%. Yeah,
that's the fans deserve that. You know what I mean?
I think it was that Money Buys Happiness podcast. He like, because I watched that and I was like, oh fuck, I guess this is where it's all coming out. And then he was just like, he's always just been respectful that way. And I'm like, that's why I've treated him the same way.
100%. Yeah, I think it's dope just to see that, man. And like you said, the fans get a little closure because you guys share fans. I mean, obviously, you are, when I think of NELK Boys, I think of you and him. That's what I think of. And Steve, to an extent, and Salim, but it's dope, man. For you, though, like, have you gotten the itch to, like, kind of, maybe pop in a video here and there, like...
Yeah. So Kyle hit me up and was like, after we shot that, obviously, like, the fans were cool with it. Like, everyone liked it.
Yeah.
And he was just like, dude, I'm just going to let you know every time we're shooting a video what we're doing.
Like, and if you want to get down?
Yeah, pop into whatever you want. So Yeah, that's
dope.
I haven't shot anything else
Right.
since that, but because obviously I'm like
Working
pretty
on
locked into a fucking schedule with what I'm building.
The
but
new clothes.
The new clothes.
The new brand. Mm-hmm. So many things. I wouldn't even call it a clothing brand. It's just a brand.
Yeah,
You guys,
it's a lot of things.
I saw an Xbox.
That shit was sexy.
Super crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the craziest Xbox I've ever seen. This shit. Would you guys have to take it apart, paint it, or did somebody do it for you?
Yeah, I had to go through like a middleman company to buy the Xboxes, and then
they did it.
Design them ourselves, and then we got them to like do it to them. But we're doing the same thing with because we have a '90s drop coming out, and we're doing 10 Game Boy Colors.
Oh,
so it's kind of sick. It's like Game Boy Color, but in our color. It's gonna be sick.
That's great. Yeah, so for you now, you just kind of have the option whenever you want to film. Hey, I want to do the Bigfoot thing, or yeah.
Which is like I never didn't want to do pranks. That's why I did Shithole. That's why I did it.
I was about to say, when you were doing Shithole, you did some great shit. Like, you had the old man that I just saw at a random restaurant in the Valley. Oh, Eaton Park in Burbank. I was there with my parents, and I saw that old dude who was like,
"Oh, Gramps." Yeah,
Gramps. And I was just like, that's the dude.
Well, he's like a straight up actor.
Yeah, I mean,
I see him in tons of shit. Yeah,
he's a great fucking actor. But yeah, no, I saw him, and I was like, that's the fucking old man from the fucking the Jesse videos. Yeah. I mean, Shithole was dope. I mean, for you at the moment, documenting kind of the new what Sunday is, right? The brand you've been putting so much into, so much work into. I told you off camera, I was like, it's crazy because I kind of feel like I've just been watching this thing since like incubation just come alive on YouTube, and now you're obviously having success. You had the pop-up shop.
Melrose.
It feels like everything's just flying. I mean, you know, you drop and it sells out. And for you, like, I guess what is you have so much going on. You train, you're working out, you got the brand, you're shooting vlogs, content, all of that. What is kind of like your like most of your energy going into, because you also eventually want to kind of help do stuff for other brands, right?
Yeah, we're currently already doing that right now.
Oh, dope.
Just we slowed down at the start, like you were saying. You seen like it feels like you like know Sunday from the start. You can like feel how the whole operation works. We got like I've said this before, but like that's why we got so much hate on it, because it was like we were so transparent that we like didn't even know what the fucking company was. Like we were figuring it out, and people were seeing us figure it out. Which again, I think long term is paying off, because now people are like, "Whoa, now I understand all the moving parts." But the only thing with the working for other people and designing their shit is it is super complicated. Unless if you do 6 out of 10 things for that company and they commission you to do that, but then they fuck up the other 4 and it doesn't sell or it doesn't work,
and it's not on you.
They want to blame you for not working, and you're like, well, you didn't know how to market, or you didn't know how to, whatever it was.
Whatever it is,
So I think the key is coming in, and in the future, it'll be like venture studio absorbing companies, like taking half their company small that we believe in, and so that we care about it.
And then helping build them up.
Yeah, and we can do everything for them. But
like if you kind of become a partner and you make it vertical, fully vertical.
And don't do too many of them. Just like
true. Yeah, don't take on too much, because then you're gonna. I mean, everything gets watered down if you're gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's crazy because I remember the way you were talking about like the blank and how important it was to find the right blank.
Yeah.
And like did you guys have to? Because there's so many blanks out there. There's like Los Angeles Apparel and is LA Apparel the big thick one that I like? Pause. Super pause. Yeah. But like for you guys,
Gillidan, all these
all
American
that, right?
Apparel.
So like, how did you find the blank, or did you create the blank?
Everything's created, so everything we sell is completely custom. But it's, I would say, it's a Frankenstein of a bunch of different shirts. So like for that T-shirt, it was like it has a little bit of an Acne Studios blank. It like that's where the boxy fit came. The fabric was like some shirts that we liked, but it was also came down to just Tyler, who's part of our sourcing team, he knows every single fabric. We go feel fabrics. Like we sampled that shirt like 12 times. So it just kept Frankensteining until we were like, this is the perfect shirt at a perfect price point. And
do you go to China to feel fabrics? Just curious.
I haven't yet. No. Feels like he is our like connection to that.
He's the guy who's got the Chinese plugs.
Yeah. But we're also doing a lot of shit domestically too. We're trying to as much as we can.
I mean, that's dope. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you don't have to outsource and you can support some American companies, why wouldn't you?
No, 100%. And you
Or
can,
North American companies, because shout out to Canada.
Yeah.
We're all in this together, you know? And Mexico.
100%.